Major breaking news. The world is still in a very big disbelief about the Nigeria situation, that during the accident of Anthony Joshua, that Nigeria never had an emergency that could rush Anthony Joshua to hospital. A simple ambulance. Nigeria has been known for the longest time being the giant of Africa. Remember, Nigeria is the top 5 producing oil in the world and number 1 producing oil across the continent of Africa. But they couldn't manage to afford a simple ambulance to actually rush the champion of boxing, Anthony Joshua, to hospital. Imagine. A matter of fact, his friends died on the spot, but there was no even a simple ambulance. This literally shows you that African leaders fills their pocket. African leaders are actually serving the interest of the West more than they serve for their citizens. Imagine. Look, the situation of the population of Nigeria. 200 and something million people, but no single ambulance that could appear at that particular scene. Oh my goodness, Africans will need to wake up, and these leaders who are still puppets of the West should be taken out of power, because what a shame, what a shame.
Yo.
Yes.
How is Anthony Joshua?
He escaped with minor injuries, the reports are saying at the moment. British boxing heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua was involved in a road accident in Nigeria. Unfortunately, a couple occupants of the car did not make it. They passed, but it seems he was okay.
All right, that's tragic after his triumph over Jake Paul. In fact, he has now become the main attraction of boxing for my gender. On a light note.
Yeah, that is true. But actually, you are late to the show, though.
I am.
You are very late to the show. But yeah, he's been that, yeah.
All right. So you want to tell me that a big boxing champion like Anthony Joshua was in a motor vehicle accident in Nigeria? 2 of his friends died, and he was injured because he was in the back of the car, and that's what saved his life. But in the big 232 million people in Nigeria, in that big country, you want to tell me that you couldn't find an ambulance to bring the man to hospital? What the? In big Nigeria with over 232 million people, you could not find an ambulance to bring the world boxing champion Anthony Joshua to hospital? What the fluke? Listen to me, people, man. You must do better. Nigerians, you got to do better. You have to do better. I'm not going to lie. You have to do better. My condolence to the...
And this is the problem. Look, he's one of the most rich and famous Nigerian athletes in the world. He goes and visits his home country. He gets in a fatal car crash where 2 of his friends are splayed out right next to him. And there's no police coming. There's no ambulance there. Not only there's no help, he's struggling to get out of the car. Like, nobody's getting a gurney, or you call a stretcher. Nobody's help. They take out their fucking phones, and they start recording him. His countrymen, right? No, he's clearly he's in agony, and this is one of the lowest moments of his life. And they just start filming and recording him. And I know Speed just started his Africa tour right now. I like to stream today. I watched that stream. He's in Angola. But this is the reality of a lot of these third world countries. It's very similar to Haiti. I've been going to Haiti every year for Christmas my whole life, and it looks like Nigeria is very similar. It's just... And see, a lot of people will blame this on... Like, there's a lot of circumstances you can blame this phenomenon on. But I completely understand if that's real, but why Anthony Joshua is saying he doesn't want to go back. It's incredible that people... Look at where humanity's going to. This is not even a social media dominant place. Nigeria, I bet like not even, 20% of people even have smartphones, and those 20% still decided to go and film this.
Nigeria will never see me. I'm sure it's a beautiful country, beautiful people, beautiful culture. But what do you mean there was a fatal car crash where 2 people lost their lives? Okay. Involving Anthony Joshua. He didn't die. He's not one of the people that died. a very powerful man, very famous Nigerian boxer who just won like $100 million in a fight. And he had to be helped out of a car by regular pedestrians. Okay, cool. But then he was allegedly put in a police car because there's no ambulance. What the hell is going on? Nigerians always talking about how they got so much money, how they're not dirt poor, this, that, and the third. They always flexing their G-Wagons, they Lamborghinis. Why don't y'all have proper medical care? What is going on? I know it might be a little corrupt over there, but what the hell? You can't have medical attention for Anthony Joshua? He allegedly had to be flown back to the UK because y'all don't have proper medical care? What is going on? I'm sure y'all have a beautiful country, beautiful people, beautiful culture, but hell no, don't nobody need to be going over there.
Anthony Joshua moto get accident àti dáńkù right cup burúkú. Ọlọ́run wọ́n ti park wọn lọ.
Nigeria is sweet when you have money. That's the most delusional statement you can ever make. Because no matter the money you have, you cannot escape Nigeria's infrastructural and systemic failures. No matter the money you have, you will still ply on those bad roads. No matter the money you have, there most likely will not be an ambulance or a first responder if you have an accident. Look at Anthony Joshua. I saw a clip of Anthony Joshua and one of his friends that just passed from the accident and they were playing table tennis. It just made me teary-eyed. How will he explain that he went to Nigeria with his friends? One is his personal trainer, the other one is his coach. Nigeria is sweet when you have money. Guess who's been flown out of the country after the accident? Anthony Joshua. And there are Nigerians in my comment section saying I'm demarketing Nigeria. I need you guys to check this out. It's not even about the roads. Why is a trailer parked on a highway? In a sane society, that will not happen. The road the accident happened on does not have basic road signage. Federal Road Safety said they were overspeeding. I don't buy that nonsense narrative. What is the proof? The roads don't have speed cameras, so how do you manufacture that they were overspeeding? Where are the speed cams? There are barely speed cams on that road. Dead bodies laid on the floor and people are walking around taking pictures. No dignity even in death. It's not just enough that in Nigeria there is no dignity for life. There is even no dignity in death. And then you say you will enjoy Nigeria if you have money. You say I'm demarketing Nigeria. Don't accidents happen in other countries? To what ratio? What are the systems even for emergency in cases like that? Nigeria has the lowest life expectancy in the world. And you're telling me, but in other countries, country with over 200 million people, there is barely a working ambulance service. It does not exist in Nigeria. When my wife and I had our wedding, some of our friends, their parents did not let them leave the UK to come to Nigeria for our wedding. Now I understand why. You are literally living on the hope that you'll be lucky. How many people can be lucky in a country with over 200 million people? How many people can be lucky every day? It's time for Nigerian people to stand up and protest for their rights. It's not too much to ask for infrastructural excellence. It's not too much to ask just for basic healthcare. You better ask, because not everybody will be able to leave Nigeria. You better ask, protest, shout, fight for it.
You should never let any reckless people drive you. A lot of people will drive you and just not being careful. For example, there's so many Uber drivers, they drive super fast and I'm like, slow down. What are you driving fast for? Like, what is your purpose? Your only job is to get me from one place to another safely. That's the main thing. People got to drive you safely. If you don't feel safe, you just tell them to slow down. If they don't, you just get out of the car and you pick another car. People can take your life in the blink of an eye. This is crazy. This is such a tragedy, and I'm feeling like so much pain for the families and the people involved in this car accident. This is crazy. We almost lost one of the biggest boxing superstar, and he lost his two best friends. The person driving do not think about all the families involved, all the people involved. Like, it's insane. And no ambulance, nothing. People had to like pick him up out of the car and drive him with like a truck. What is this?
So this is the Lexus Jeep. The driver was sitting at the front, passengers beside the driver. Anthony Joshua was behind the driver. This is the driver. Anthony Joshua was here. Another person was sitting here. Another passenger was sitting here. So this is the passenger, say passenger 1, passenger 2. Let me redraw it so you understand. This is Anthony Joshua. This is the driver, passenger 1, passenger 2. Okay. This is the truck where they park along the road. Now this side, now you go eat. So all these guys were affected. Joshua and the driver were spared. Casualties. 2 people died on the spot. The passenger beside the driver, the passenger seated beside Joshua. Their identities have not yet been officially released. So you can see, let's watch this video. This is Joshua after the accident from Punch.
First of all, I want to send my condolences to the families of Anthony Joshua's friends who lost their lives in a very, very tragic accident. I want to point this out. Nigerians, I think we need to do better, right? As a people, we need to do better. Whenever something bad happens to a superstar or something, we always find a way to spiritualize it and make it look like, oh, village people this. I saw somebody who posted that Anthony Joshua, village people, when they want taking life and things like that. You guys should know when to joke and when to cruise, right? People lost their lives. This is not the time now to come and start cruising and joking. These are serious issues, right? Yeah, there are times for you to be serious and there are times for you to joke. It is not everything you make a joke out of. It is not everything you make a joke out of. People lost their lives, and what you are thinking about is, how can I make a joke out of this situation? Some of them, sometimes, when I see the things that Nigerians post on social media, it annoys me. When I don't know when to draw the line. People don't know when to draw the line. People don't know the difference between a joke and something that is serious. People lost their life for Christ's sake. And all you can think of, oh, village people. When Diogo Jota lost his life, everybody, look at how, everybody was so calm. Everybody was like, oh, bad things happen, right? Accidents happen. But you don't reach Nigeria, village people. Come on. Anyways, we thank God for the life of Anthony Joshua. We thank God that, he came out of this alive. But, it's sad that people lost their life in this situation. And my condolences to them.
Why did Anthony Joshua get involved in a car accident just days after his fight against Jake Paul? No one realizes that these 3 details suggest this was far from a simple traffic accident. Joshua was in a car crash during his trip in Nigeria. 2 of the 3 people traveling with him died on the spot, and only Joshua sustained minor injuries. Nevertheless, some fans suspect this was not an accidental traffic collision. First of all, according to the initial statement released by the Nigerian police, the accident was caused by a tire burst on the vehicle. However, Joshua was traveling in a luxury Lexus SUV, a vehicle where tire bursts are highly unlikely to occur. Even if the vehicle had lost control, it would not have resulted in such a severe crash, strongly indicating that the vehicle had been tampered with before it even set off. Secondly, why did the vehicle, after the tire burst, crash directly into the only truck parked by the side of the road? Even if a tire bursts, a driver can still maintain general directional control via the steering wheel. Yet following the tire burst, the vehicle veered straight into the truck, creating a massive impact. This suggests that the steering wheel was likely locked and unresponsive the moment the tire burst. Finally, the point of impact was precisely on the side where Joshua was seated. Everything seems far too coincidental. What are your thoughts on this?
Show you the streets of Nigeria. Oluwasina, the first Iranian ever to step foot in Nigeria.
Hey. 2 times this year as well, that's crazy. April, December.
Oh, bro, you're called Oluwasina now, bro.
Why do so many women go to great lengths to get close to Anthony Joshua? Joshua has repeatedly said that he is single, yet women like Samia Slimani have hinted they are dating him. He was once falsely accused by Amir Khan of an affair and has also been linked to Bella Hadid and Cara Delevingne. This shows his strong appeal to women. First, he respects his partner's privacy and is extremely generous in relationships. He has a child with Nicole Osborne, but fans rarely saw her because Joshua protected her privacy. When they separated, he reportedly gifted her a house. Second, he is deeply devoted to his mother. He has openly expressed gratitude for her many times and, even at 36, still lives with her because he wants to see her every time he comes home from a fight. A truly mature man shows it in how he treats his family. Finally, he respects his child. As a world-class boxer, Joshua has clearly stated that he does not bring his career home. He doesn't want his son pressured to follow his path, nor does he want to impose the stress or public scrutiny of his profession onto his child's life. Why do you think Joshua still hasn't settled into a stable relationship?
No one realized that less than 2 hours after the car accident, Anthony Joshua immediately made 3 heartbreaking decisions to honor the wishes of his 2 deceased friends. The moment he got his phone, Joshua personally called the families of Sina Gami and Latz Ayodele to deliver the tragic news. He then provided millions in support through private channels and, during a call with the Nigerian president, choked up while saying, "I can't imagine losing Sina and Latz." He also promised to handle all arrangements related to their passing. Joshua then released a statement through his spokesperson, urging the public to respect the family's privacy and not disturb their mourning. He even hired security to protect them 24/7. To fulfill his friends' true wishes, Joshua decided to expand the London Ruislip Evolve gym he co-founded with Sina and to establish a foundation in Sina and Latz's names, dedicated to nurturing young boxing talent and keeping their legacy alive. Gami and Ayodele were called indispensable parts of the Anthony Joshua machine, and now Joshua carries their legacy forward.
This is the truck that I want to kill Anthony Joshua for us today. This is the truck. And this truck won't kill Anthony Joshua for us. Can you see this?
Nonchalant,